So ngano man nga maka-experience man tag kagool or ngano man unsa man ang mga sources sa happiness. What are the sources of our happiness? So people wonder what are the sources of happiness. So in my book for level of happiness, you will know the sources of happiness. It is not about the logical part. The 4 sources of happiness is this will reach to you. You will understand the 4 sources of happiness based on the wisdom of happiness. So I will share to you. One is the sources of happiness comes from psychological sources. Second came from emotional sources. Third came from physical sources. And the fourth came from spiritual sources. So that is the sources of happiness. So if you want to know this kind of things, please grab your copy on my book 4 Level of Happiness, on how to know how to gain eternal happiness even in the life in this mortal existence. How to experience the happiness, the eternal happiness during mortal existence, and how to grow your happiness during your mortal journey. So I already talked there, right there, about the principles on how you could gain eternal happiness in mortality. So I experienced it during my year of serving the Lord Jesus Christ in Philippine Angeles Mission, and still experiencing it until now through continuous learning and study about happiness. So this is a continuous learning. Eternal happiness does not mean a perfect happiness. It means eternal means continued happiness, continued the growing of your happiness, the deepness of your happiness, and the growth of your happiness in life. So you will know the 4 level of happiness. I already told in my other video the 4 level of happiness, which is childhood happiness, adolescence happiness, adulthood happiness, and eternal happiness. So if you want to know these things, please grab a copy of my book. I am Robert Sumalpong. Just search 4 Level of Happiness by Robert Sumalpong and try to read it so you could know the true 4 level of happiness that was been shown to me and been experiencing in my life through the guiding power of our God. Thank you and good evening.